How are you doing, guys? This is ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to talk about regarding Doom Eternal, and basically, as you have read by the title of this video, that this game has a chance, I'm not saying guarantee, for a Bethesda to make a comeback. Now, it's not as if it's a last chance, because if the developers are still making games, well, we already know Starfield as an example, Elder Scrolls 6 as well. Of course, there are going to be different chances. Now, there's another thing I need to mention. I do know and understand that Doom Eternal is not developed by Bethesda themselves, but instead it's actually ID. And at this front, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I wanted to touch on regarding that the game, as we already know, back in 2016 it was released by ID Software and published by Bethesda. It gave a very good reputation for Bethesda back then as well. Now, the whole thing went down the drain, especially was just simply Fallout 76, and it just keeps on going down. On top of that, when the two releases that came out, Wolfenstein as well, yes, I do know it was not developed by Bethesda themselves, but instead it was published. I get it. The same thing goes for the Rage 2 as well. Those two other games, and Fallout 76 included, are pretty much not good at all. I don't know, perhaps some of you say that Rage 2 was a good game. I disagree completely. I don't think it was a good game at all, and I played it, I know what I'm talking about, I finished it, and I'm not interested in that game at all. Wolfenstein, I was never really a fan of Wolfenstein, so I never even gave it a chance, and I think I did a good thing without. I didn't ended up getting the Youngblood. Youngblood, is that the name? I think it was Youngblood. Yeah, it's been a while. And as such, Doom Eternal is the next game being published by, well, I should say one of the bigger next games coming, and published by Bethesda, and has a bit of a comeback opportunity to see if it could get some kind of a reputation boost in a positive manner. Now, we don't know, of course, if that will be the case, and of course, again, all the praise and worthiness to it will definitely need to be going towards ID Software, nothing for the Bethesda. I 120% agree with that, but unfortunately there are some people that do not understand how gaming world works, and so yes, they will be thinking, oh, it was developed by Bethesda, finally they're back. There are some people like this, of course, and they're not very knowledgeable about these things. Now, I'm not saying as if I'm a bloody intelligent person out there. I'll say I'm more of a common out there, so I'm not saying as if I know everything. Of course I'm not. What? And anyway, this is the thing I wanted to touch on. Now, Doom Eternal personally for me as well, I'm actually gonna have a separate video about all this, and I'll get into that in that separate video. But Doom Eternal, very quickly about what I think about it. Like, personally, I was never really into Doom games, even back when it was an original Dooms. I think it's like Doom 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 as well. I can't remember. It's been a very long time. It's like 15 years ago. Whew, very long time. And with the reboot Doom in 2016, I gave it a chance of playing it through, and I didn't really enjoy it personally, to be honest with you all. Now, of course, that's just my opinion. I understand a lot of people may disagree with me as well, because like Doom in general, 2016 version is considered to be very, very praiseworthy game, and a lot of people actually really like it. I don't know what's up with this personally. Everything that I've really liked. For example, blood, gore, violence, fast-paced shooter, first-person shooter. Well, I personally prefer third-person, but still, first-person shooter is fantastic, and it looks great. Monsters, well, I should say demons, they look freaking amazing. And I think it would have been all for me, and for some odd reason I didn't get into it. I don't know, maybe I should give this a new one a try for sure, Doom Eternal, and see if my mind would be changed with its sequel instead of the rebooted one from the 2016 one. Now, that's just that. I don't know if this will be a big comeback for Bethesda. Obviously, it's not. If you, of course, know how this works. But again, ID Software, they are going to get a reputation boost. And I think personally, they definitely deserve every bit of it. This is why I wanted to touch on regarding Bethesda making its reputation gain because of the ID Software. Well, again, we do know Bethesda is the publisher, but still, I personally think that ID Software should be in the main line of the Doom Eternal. actually Doom as well. I do understand it is. A lot of you guys understand it is as well, but still, like I already said, a lot of people think it's being developed by Bethesda, and so they're gonna give their reputation to Bethesda instead, and not even knowing much about ID Software. Now, I do know you put up the game, you see all these logos, Bethesda, ID Software, blah blah blah. We know this, obviously, but you know, people don't really pay attention to these things as well right there, even though it's right in your face. People just simply ignore it to try to skip it through, get into the game as quickly as possible. And it's just that. It really is just that. I don't have anything else to add on top of it. Now, I'm not gonna bother continuing going into the 10 minutes mark with this video. It's ridiculous. I don't want to ramble on too damn long, and I think I just will be repeating the same thing already happened, and I don't think it will be quite entertaining, at least for you guys. Now, just so you know, this is my opinion. I understand some of you may not agree with me. That's normal. I completely understand. This is an opinion again. Well, at this point, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all later, and yeah, have a good one.